Could a decrease in the number of cars mean an increase in our overall happiness? This is Jen Lenhart, an urbanist at WWF and a passionate proponent of walkable and bikeable cities. But the concept of the walkable city, or 15-minute city, has encountered some controversy, so we have some questions for her. Or at least, the citizens of Stockholm do.
You ask me and I can answer.
But while making this video, we wanted to put the concept into practice. So we're not using any privately owned vehicles, which means we'll only be using public transport and shared mobility apps like Bolt to get around. So, scene 1, take 2.
So we're in an area of the city applying the concept of summer streets. We've seen these kinds of ideas catch on in many cities around the globe during and post-COVID to really allow the city to extend out into the streets, turning streets into an extended living room.
Is it true that in 20 years our cities could be car-free?
Absolutely. Well, not entirely car-free, but more or less. I mean, especially much fewer privately owned cars. And of course, if there's less space for cars, there's more spaces for this. Summer streets, summer squares, places to connect with your community. You know, when you need to get around or you need to use a car, there's always the option of hopping on your phone, booking a ride share, or finding out when the next metro or bus is coming. We're not anti-car, but we're pro-people, pro-nature, pro-interaction in the city.
What's more, the evidence demonstrates that once people see the impact of traffic calming measures, they actually want to see more of these changes take place.
Does every citizen have the power to change their own cities?
Absolutely. And we can definitely see great examples all over the world, starting with our children. In cities like Santiago in Chile, we've seen families come together to paint a sidewalk when they didn't have one in their community.
Simple traffic calming measures, whether coordinated centrally or bottom up, help families reclaim the streets.
What do you think will be the biggest change we see to city living?
Already today, globally, around 55% of people live in cities. And this number is expected to grow to 70% by 2030. One of the biggest demands in cities is space. 40 to 60% of public spaces in many cities is dedicated to cars in the form of parking, in the form of roads, highways, and cars are parked majority of the time. So if we can actually alleviate that space to give it back to the people and also the local economies. I mean, what I also love here is it's not just about here's a park for everyone, but here are, 8 different small businesses, so there's a real vibrancy of life. The good news is if we start to switch our lifestyles so that we have fewer privately owned cars and more spaces for people and nature, we're not only addressing the climate change challenge, but we're also improving urban quality of life.